Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by A.G. Hines Company. Weather's warm. That means it's the right time to begin home improvement projects like sealing your driveway, for example. And on that note, they have all the makings, the colored concrete that everyone's using right now. A.G. Hines Company, they carry that stuff. They can help you work through it. 100 years they've been in business here in Knoxville, 1920 to now. You can't say much more about them than that. That tells you how good they are. A.G. Hines Company. Check them out this week. All right, and we have a pair of VFLs, a pair of number 16s here. They were just telling me before Peyton Manning, it was Tommy Sims.
Absolutely.
You may be Thomas Sims in the agent world, but in Knoxville, you're always going to be Tommy Sims.
No doubt.
And right down there, of course, people who know Sterling Hinton, longtime member of the Sports Source. Gentlemen, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
You guys were recruited by Coach Majors. You played for Coach Majors.
Yes.
Tommy, we'll talk to you a little later, one-on-one, about that 85 team that you were a part of. Your thoughts this week when you got the news?
Well, certainly we were sad, when we got the news that our Coach Majors had passed. I had really communicated with him a week before, sent him a text and was checking on him. He sent a very nice text back. And, my father passed a week before Coach Majors, so it's been a very, very tough couple of weeks for me. But then, John, all the great memories came back. What he meant to me, what he added into my life. Certainly, being from Georgia, I didn't know what it meant to be a volunteer until I arrived on campus and realized what a privilege and honor it is to wear the orange jersey. And with Coach Majors being a player here and the coach, he really gave us, the sense of pride and discipline. And so he certainly meant a lot to me, made a difference in my life, and he will certainly be missed.
And socially distanced down there properly at the end. Sterling, your thoughts when you got the word about I know you told me a few minutes ago that you actually heard from him just days before.
It was amazing. Of course, I was saddened. And but you think about a piece of history, how much history left when he left. In Tennessee, I think about a man who sat in my living room and told a guy in 1986 out of Passaic, New Jersey, I want you to play quarterback for me, no other position. Now let's be candid about that statement. 1986, it was a little challenging for a guy like myself to be accepted as a quarterback. Probably the similar acceptance that exists right now with exceptional white football players that play cornerback and running back.
Yep.
But he said, and he kept his word to me that I would play quarterback, and I had the privilege to put on the T, the power T, the mighty icon of the SEC, and that Tennessee orange hair, Rocky top, and come and play the position. And there's a blessing. So I say that because you got a man who kept his word and probably didn't do too many things that were popular to the public because he knew what it took to win. And that's what we're going to lose out of Coach Majors the most, a winner and a man who treated young men as young men.
Also, this is a guy who, and Tommy, you kind of hinted at it, because he grew up a Tennessee fan, was a Tennessee, his whole family had ties to Tennessee.
Right.
He loved that university and that football program. Talk a little bit about just the passion that he, we'll see it in some clips that we show, and everyone knows attack, attack, attack. But talk about the passion of the coach when it came to Tennessee football.
Well, there was no other, greater ambassador or representative of what, being a big orange player and being, running through the T. Coach Majors had great pregame speeches. And, I'll just piggyback off of what Sterling said about, I don't know if the young people know how progressive the University of Tennessee was back in the day by playing two black quarterbacks before anybody in the SEC. That is the reason why in 1982 we had 8 running, gunning quarterbacks from around the nation would come and sign at Tennessee, with Tony Robinson being the prize.
And then the rest of you go to
defensive back. And then the rest of us playing defensive back with myself and Charles Davis. But that is such a big emphasis I want to make, for the younger generation to understand is that, back then I left the state of Georgia because Vince Dooley had never played a black quarterback. Tony left the state of Florida because Florida State had never played a black quarterback. So everybody came up here wanting to live out that dream, and Sterling had that opportunity, and so did Tony Robinson. But Coach was certainly one of the most motivating coaches that I've ever played for.
Yeah.
It's interesting you mention that because Aaron Hayden put that on Twitter this week. I've seen some other VFLs talk about the fact that we know what's going on in the country right now.
Yes.
You know, there are still divisions. And the point that Hayden and others have made is you didn't get that in a major's locker room.
Oh, man, no. Let me tell you, it was all about Orange. It was all about Orange. It was all about coming together as a team. And that's something that man, I mean, you think about the coaching staff he had back then. I mean, some of those guys, you know, he took chances on some coaches like he took chances on play because he knew what it took to make that formula to win. And that's what we did.
Yeah, and he had to be, considering this is a guy who he had no black athletes playing with him. So he was progressive in the fact that if you could help us win, come on board.
And now you had to stay inside the rules. Now he didn't bend the rules for anybody. I mean, sometimes he thought he was General Nealon. We had to call him General Majors a few times, I tell you. But you know, he was a progressive man. He kept his word. He treated everybody like a man. He treated everybody like a man.
Very good. All right, you guys are going to be with us for a while. Sterling, you stick around. Tommy will have you back in a minute. We're bringing out another VFL in our next segment. Fuad Reveiz will tell us his memories of his coach. More on Johnny Majors as this 90-minute tribute to the man continues.